All right, I have a gigantic mess on my table right now because this is going to be one of the most, I don't know, maybe extensive uses of different designs than I've done in quite some time. Um, I'm going to be stamping a 10-inch by 16-inch, that's just an inch off, length and width, off a tabloid size, double page spread, 11 by 17 piece, that I've trimmed down so that I can mount it afterwards on a 11 by 17, or just, I don't know, give myself some options. I don't have anything larger than 11 by 17, like a 12 by 12 inch. No, I guess a 12 by 12 inch, that's not even going to be large enough with a 17-inch length here. So anyways, I have some additional 11 by 17s that I can mat with. So anyways, hello, PJB, Tammy, Crazy Cat, good to see you. If anyone else is on, thanks for joining in. This is going to be the craziest piece that I've done, I don't know, maybe in this entire YouTube series piece, because I haven't done anything like this before, which is, I've usually done formats. Hello, Crystal Fire. Let's see, Kay. Anyone else that's joining in, good to see you all. I have about an hour, a little over an hour, that I'm going to start on this part one here. It's going to be a big piece, but usually I'm doing one kind of, continuous scene. But this is going to be, hello, Barrett. It's going to be more of a series of little kind of scenarios. Like if you go to the idea of it is if you go to like an amusement park or something like that, and you get a map. Hello, Creative Cindy. Good to see you. If you get a map and it has that kind of layout of the park, and it's kind of done in that kind of more cartoony, different style, but very effective in terms of kind of directing you to areas that you want to go to. I'm clearing my table a little bit right now because there's just so many stamps around. I don't know if you can see. You can see a little bit of them around here. But anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be attempting to unify all of these little different systems here. So it's like a little, you know what I mean? It's like, you go to Disneyland, it's like what is it? Adventureland, Futureland, what is it? Frontier, was it Frontierland or something like that? I can't remember. That type of idea here. And the idea of it is, I'm formulating my ideas as we go along here. Hello, Glenda. Like, say, here's these little kids right here. Now, these kids aren't supposed to be, like, running for their lives or anything like that. When I drew them, they're supposed to be, like, rejoicing, like, going out on the beach or something like that. But they work great for a little horror types of scenario or something like that. So let's say they're entering some little system right here, and then they kind of go around to the swamp lands or something like this. Maybe there's like a zombie land or something like that. Okay, so what I'm kind of trying to figure out in my head is I've usually worked scale and distance into my scenes, but we're gonna have to throw that out the door by doing these types of things. I might have, this monster up here that's much larger in scale than these little people like that. Or I could put this one down here or something like, maybe this is, this would be kind of cool if I have these, like an entry point right here where you go into like some little ecosystem or something like that, scary thing. And then it kind of goes around here. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to have like a formal little trail, but maybe we'll have some semblance of something, So that creates a little bit of a visual narrative, but look at little like spooky swamplands right here, and maybe they'll, how I usually do some sort of like a little light source at the end. Maybe the light source or something like that will be something that it's like you have to go through there. It'd be like a haunted house type of thing, except it's little ecosystems instead. where you get from one point to another. That's what it is in theory. I don't know how this is going to be in application. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I don't know how to start this one at all. I should, if I think about it in terms of just 4 different, like half-page scenes, because this would be like a full page right here. Maybe it's a little bit easier when it comes to that, but it's the transitions, you know what I mean? It's like, this is usually near and this is usually far. If it's a scene like this, you put things out in the distance right here, but the far is going to be butted up against the near here. That's the problem. So, it's getting, my idea around this kind of depth issue and whatnot. But anyways, I think it should be fun. Okay, so here's what I'm going to be working with here. Maybe this will give me a little bit of an idea here too, because usually I was mentioning this a little bit in my previous video, or one of the previous videos, is usually if you have like a composition like this, usually I like to have, if like little creatures or birds or something like that are facing a certain way, left or right, like say these ones are kind of coming into the scene. I like having things going into the scenes, okay, like this, unless you're creating a sequential piece where it's a visual narrative and you're kind of, changing the pages like this, and I have everything kind of going that way that compels someone to turn the page. Okay, that's something that I usually do. But see all these little creatures like this? I mean, it's not exactly, doing that with every single thing here, but the snail I would put on this side of the composition. This bat would be coming from here into the scene, because you want to kind of contain your viewer's attention somewhat if it's a singular composition like this. Okay, so, this little guy, I wouldn't put him out here like that. You know what I mean? I guess you could, but I'd probably have him a little bit more within the scene if he's facing out that way, and if he had to be on the right side of the scene. Little bugs and stuff like that too. So you see how this kind of creates this inward type of kind of scenario like this. So okay, so I've pulled out some of my bugs. I have a lot more bugs and insects, and kind of going worm's eye view is one type of thing that you can do in a kind of a, I don't know, scary, I wouldn't call it horror or scary really, but kind of for that scenario, when you take it down to that level, it's kind of that type of thing. Yeah, tremors. We can have it coming out like that. You can have it like this, the worm like that with that type of scale like that. If people don't know what Tremors is, it's a kind of a comedy horror with gigantic worms as the the objects of terror. Okay, so anyways, we have these little things. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking about. This one I've done before in kind of like this little sky scenario. Maybe some clouds or something like this swirling around here in the upper corner here could be interesting. Maybe that's the escape route like that, like they start down here and they go through this whole type of scenario and kind of come out that way, and, I don't know, the sky is opening up or whatever. Some of these designs, as far as my little focal points, they are not available from those companies anymore, because the companies aren't available anymore. Okay, so here's my ideas on these types of things. A lot of kind of bony trees and whatnot. Little craggy branches and things like that. Oh, I thought about doing like a volcano or something like that. I don't know if I'll have space for it. Kind of strange to think about not having space in I can even do a little hole in this thing where this thing's like blowing up, and it's like the people have to go through that and come out the other end. But maybe, you know what I mean? Like a lava, like a volcano over you know, a body of water or something like that might be kind of interesting. Hello, Jeannie. Yeah. All right, so gosh, I feel like saying, okay, well, let's get into it, but it's like after going through that whole kind of explanation and I don't know, strategy type of thing, I think I'm a little bit more confused than ever as far as how to implement this. All right. Yeah, it's an early one, huh, Jeannie? Okay, so let's see here. I'm trying to think of what ink I should do this in. This is going to be on the semi-gloss Mohawk Everyday Digital White Coated Silk. And we can use anything on this paper. I can use dye-based inks. I can use the StazOn, the VersaFine Clair. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere close to starting to color this in this first, part for this scenario here. I was going to say scene. I don't even know it's a scene. It's like scenes, structure, whatever. Hello, Sandy. Hello, anyone else that's on. Thanks for joining in. There's a lot of blabbing going on. I've probably lost a bunch of people already. I'm kind of explaining it to myself, though. Because I didn't really think... I don't know how much you can really think this thing out, except just kind of have kind of some loose ideas. And until you do it, how many of us have worked on a lot of, 11 by 17 scenes, much less several scenes that we want to kind of group together, in a non-conventional format. I should have looked at one of those little amusement park maps, to get an idea of it. Okay, I've decided to go with the StazOn. The StazOn, I colored StazOn that was allowed to dry the other day. I think I just got my first blurry impression with my first impression right here. This paper is kind of like leaning stuck up, so it's like lifted. I don't have enough space for even this piece right here. Oh, okay, all's well. Okay, so I'm going to create a little bit of a corridor. I was thinking with this first piece, like a little entry point. So I'm going to put this right here, and then I'll have another one back here. So like this, so it looks like you're kind of walking around a little thing. And I want to lead people's eye kind of this way, but I want to have some stuff in the foreground too. So yeah, let's go down. The paths leading to it. I do want to create somewhat of a visual narrative like that with a little bit of a path, but it's not going to be terribly, I don't know, maybe continuous that way. Work on your Halloween card, Crystal Fire. In fact, we should all be doing that on this piece. Don't watch me. Because it's going to be too much of a... I'm going to be trying to figure out too much in this one. And blabbing away, Smoked pork chops. That sounds pretty good. If anyone's online right now, where it's a stamp and eat party at Crystal Fire Creations. I hope you made enough for all of us, Crystal Fire. You shouldn't. It's rude to eat in front of people without offering. Just tell us what to bring, Okay, going for another one right here. Let's see. Look at this. We can even think of like different names for these little areas like that. Actually, we should do something like that. I should do something like a little tag, that you put over the front of these little areas. Maybe I'll do that later on. Like this will be like the I don't know. Think of what would be what's kind of spooky that sounds with that rhymes with boulders or something like that, or alliterate alliterates with boulders. Look at that one. I got it a little bit lighter like that, but I think that'll look kind of cool because I can make that kind of misty down at the bottom. So it's a good thing that that top portion stamped out dark and that bottom portion stamped out a little bit lighter like that. Okay, so that's so this right here. So we have a little space in here and it's kind of leading this way because that one's kind of blocking it off right there. So it's going to be, I'll put some mist behind there. So, and this will be darker right here. Okay. Yeah, it might be my lucky day. I thought I totally smeared. I thought I totally smeared this impression down here, but I didn't. And that one stamped out lighter at the bottom, so it kind of separates it from this one a little bit. I might need a little bit of luck on this piece. I don't know, not really. You bring all it together with tone in the end result. Anyways, okay, I got to clear out stuff after I'm done with each one of these. Pieces right here. Let's see. Yeah, make and take Halloween barbecue. That sounds pretty fun. I can almost smell it here. All right, so my little pathway of boulders. Oh, okay. So okay. This is kind of coming to me now. I was thinking about using like little pebbles and rocks. Okay, maybe the smallest little element will be my kind of sequencing going into kind of the next scenario like this. So maybe it'll be like these. Like the smallest type of element like that could be the universal kind of visual link to the next system, maybe, like that. I mean, we can do all that type of thing with light and shadow and color too. But the more things that you have, who Misty Boulders? Did someone suggest that as far as a name up there? Yeah, that might be able to be utilized for a couple different scenarios, visual scenarios at that. Okay, so a little pathway kind of going through there. I want to have some, okay, so I'm thinking, well, what is going to be scary about this? I'll put some foliage up this way, and then I'll put a bunch of little eyes, you know what I mean, in the darkness in these areas. Or we'll have something like some kind of thing up here, I don't know, like this. Actually, that can go up top there. I don't know, that I don't see that as like something scary, but it does have those little glowing little eyes. That's my little Edward Gorey, who's an artist, piece that came out of one of those little sets, little foam sets before. Or you can put like, it's like, you put like little, gigantic ants up there. Maybe I would put like a couple people kind of walking into the scene. Oh, I have the perfect thing. I think I'll put couple right down here. It's this man and woman kind of entering the scene, but you put stuff like that, larger types of things like up there, and it represents something much larger. So, or we can go like this out here, kind of crawling around like that. It's food of the gods type of thing. Or what is that movie, Them, with the gigantic ants like that. Hello, Froggy Fresh. Jungle of Mist. That's a good one. Maybe that'll apply this next area right in here. Okay, so I'm thinking about right in here, maybe going into. Okay, so here's another thing too. See, I have this little thing down in here. I imagine these arms coming out of like a swampy water or something like that. So again, it's like I said, scale is not going to really play a factor in something like this. Okay. Like I can even have these up here or something like that. But I don't know. It's an idea. I don't know. But I want this one here somewhere too. So maybe we can go swamplands down here, something like that. let's get in some extra foreground. Okay, now maybe this will be my transition piece right here for my foreground right here. I don't think there's... here's the thing that I'm always mentioning to people when you're working on just a single piece, but, you know, there really isn't... here's the fact that it's coming into play for me on this one, is normally when you're working on a single piece in a single format, there's really nothing that I find that kind of goes haywire a little bit in terms of the composition, because you can bring... You just remedy everything with... it is a stamp of an ant. Let me see. Let me come in here a little bit more. But on this one here, I'm really struggling with kind of the compositional idea. It's a little bit hard for me to break out of the, you know, some semblance of distance, you know. But like right here, I normally wouldn't utilize this rock right here up against this one, okay? But... we're going to right here for the first time, you know, I've ever done something like, I don't know. You can use this for, you know, a distant object too, but it's just kind of weird if I'm thinking about utilizing that one with those hands around in here somewhere. So let's put this, I'm going to put this rock is going to be a little bit underwater. Like there's a body of water coming into this right here and going up here. Okay, if you just logged on, as I'm explaining all this stuff, I'm kind of explaining it to me. I don't have any of this planned out, and I'm a little bit... I think it'll start... I'll start... Maybe I'm hoping I'm going to start seeing kind of the vision of this whatever system... ecosystem, darn it. Okay, there we go. This multi-ecosystem scenario, kind of like a game board or something like that. I don't know what game board it would be. I'm trying to think of a game that utilized that type of thing where you're going around in here, you know, I don't know, not really shoots and ladders. Anyone remember that game? Okay, so water coming in here, and let's see. So for the foreground, so for the foreground, you know, we're gonna have our kind of drowning person right here. It could be up here too. I think right down here, like that. So this right here, we can have this little area down here kind of illuminated. Did I give myself enough space right here? I think I gave myself enough space right here. I think I'm going to stamp out these little kind of little creatures and stuff like that I'm going to be putting in here kind of later on. Although I could I don't know, I could do it right now too. Maybe I should. That kind of looks interesting like that. All right, let's go ahead and do it. It'll help me clear out some space here too. There's a lot of people, you know, I'm probably gonna, you know, on the video like this, some people are like, opposed to horror, you know, types of little things like that. So, you know, they might log on to this video or not and like, exit immediately. Okay, let's go like this. Let's put this one up a little bit higher. I'll kind of play around with depth slightly here by stamping it, you know, a little 1/4 inch higher like that. All right, so it's already kind of, you know, horror filled. Hope anyone's not too scared already. Homemade biscuits and beef stew. Hey, it's a potluck here. On the it's a potluck live stream. Except instead of taking it somewhere, everyone's just eating it on their own. Let's see. Here is a smaller version of the rocks. Let's see, Candyland. I didn't have that game, but Some friends of mine did. I seem to recall. Yeah. But it's a, kind of that, sort of idea there. So, Outer Limits, Alien Ants. I don't know if I remember that one, but I do seem to recall seeing the poster for that one. They had like these weird big eyes, right? It wasn't just like a black eye. It was like eyeballs, I think. Used to love the Outer Limits. Okay, so let's see. My favorite Outer Limits was where they were changing that one scientist guy into an alien, I think. I forgot why they were doing that though. They were doing it to, I don't know, create. Were they doing it to create some kind of like common foe for Earth, so that there wouldn't be like so much kind of, turmoil going on, within the between the different countries, I think. All right. Let me look for my. I want to get my little swampy set. Okay, sorry folks, I don't have all of this ready to go partly because I'm just kind of thinking of it right now, or I just don't have room on my desk for everything that I want to use. All right, so I'm going to put some of these swampy areas, things in here. Oh, yeah. One of the other thing I was thinking about was the Spanish moss piece might be good to use in here. Spanish moss, kind of overhanging, kind of limbs coming in from wherever would add to that kind of iconography that we're possibly going for here. Okay, so body of water up here. Or do I want to put, maybe I want to put some other, I might want another rock right here, because if this whole thing is water, I can't really carry out that that idea of a little bit of a land for for the characters to kind of go around on right there. Not that it has to. I can put a little, we can put a little boat here or something like that. That's another idea here too. If I put a little boat, like, boating fishermen or something like that, it's like, okay, you walk to right here and then you have to get on that boat to go there and then go over. So it's another type of idea, that we can utilize. Oh, okay, but that being said, let's see. Where did that rock go that I just used? All right, I'm going to put another one of these, I think, right up here. Like that. The smaller version would be better. Okay, I don't have it right here. This is a video where I might have to get up a lot and go get stuff, which I figured I would. But I don't want to do that like too much. Okay, so let's see. Let's go like. I'm using kind of a little bit of a smaller version of this. I moved the paper towel up higher. This one right here, it's more like down here, but here it goes up to right here. Do you have a bridge to walk over the swamp? I do have a bridge, and I was thinking about that, Crazy Cat. That might be good too. Hello, Janet. Good to see you. Thanks for logging on and checking out the game board. After I'm done with this, we're all going to play this game. Does anyone have some, I don't know, what is it, 16-sided dice? Froggy Fresh might. Okay, so we start over there, and I'll put a little bit of a pebbly thing right here at the base of that. Maybe I'll do that right now. Here, let me do some of that right now. It might kind of inspire kind of a, I don't know, some sort of visual solutions here. Okay, so this is the Pebbles stamp right here. I can't even see it. This paper is so big. I have all these things up on my computer window, and I can't even tell what's showing because this paper is just so big. Okay, so I'm using this little rocky texture as I'm using it for the imagery, but it's really more as like a. It's almost more for kind of a rough tone. I can't even see if you guys are seeing this. Let me move my little windows around here a little bit. Okay, so see, if you stamp it out several times, it becomes more like shadow. And I want to keep this kind of light coming around in here. All right, so like this. So the idea is they're going to be coming around like this down here. So I'll keep that same little pathway like so. I know it looks really weird like that right now. These hands could be coming out of the ground too. It doesn't have to be water maybe, now that I look at it. Because I'm thinking, wait, if I have this water, oh, I can have some bushes right here. Like reeds or something like that. Actually, okay, I think I'll do that. I need to put little notations down here, reeds, for what, what I need to do later on, which could be like an hour from now. Okay, so anyways, that is going up through there. I just did a little bit of it from a textural aspect like that, coming up through here, and then we'll have it kind of going in here. I'm leaving this open right now. I mean, I could define some areas in there, like a little pathway like that, but I don't know what I'm going to stamp up there yet. So, okay, so let's see. Yeah, see, I knew Froggy Fresh would have those. Hello, Jolene. Good to see you. Game pieces to go with the game. Not really. It's more, it's not, it's kind of game kind of thing. It's kind of more map though, like amusement park map, ish of a scenario. Like say you go to Disneyland or something like that and they say, hey, you want a map, or, you buy a map or something like that. Or you go look at a board and it's the map of the amusement park. It's more along the lines of something like that. Although, if someone could develop the game for this, then we will, whoever's on right now, we'll start a company and market this game for, a distribution. Or I'll say, okay, so who's had experience shipping? Who's had experience, putting together a website? You got to think of the game name for us here. Okay, so let's make some swamplands in here. Okay, so let's create a little bit of transition zone in here. I'm going to put a little bit of a swampy area in here. Maybe have this guy in here. Oh no, maybe this would be perfect for the. The Creature of the Black Lagoon. The Creature of the Black Lagoon, this one, someone was looking for this and really wanted this. Actually, every time I use that, everyone wants it. Not everyone. I don't know. There's a couple people that I usually ask about it. But something like this, in this type of scenario, if I stamp that background already inherently in there, it might be easier for me to just cut that out and, stamp it, color it, and paste it in there. I don't know. Maybe I won't be lazy about that. Maybe I'll stamp them out ahead of time and just work around it. I'll do as little kind of cutout type of things in here as possible. Although that can, I don't know, it usually adds to the time a little bit, but it's like it creates a little bit more opportunity where you can place something just wherever you want afterwards. Just create, just to create the background first. Okay. Not too bad of a... Okay, so let me see. I need to put... If they're walking through there, and I'll put this little thing. We can put little, like, rocks or something like that going across, like, a body of water, like a little rock sticking out. Like, it's something that, it's like little, a pathway of rocks going out into the distance there, too. Okay, let's do this. Here, we're going to have to stamp out this creature right here, because if I'm going to do that, I need to kind of work it around figures like this. So let's go ahead and just stamp this in here. Okay, let's go about right here. This is where scale, really, I'm starting to go completely out of scale right here. Where... that's not going to come into play as much. It kind of is a little bit right here still, with these hands and everything like that, but I don't know. Like, these trees are kind of small. They could be like little, juveniles or something like that, younger, not really saplings, but I don't know. I'm not bound. I'm not bound to kind of Western perspective convention here, where the higher up you go, it represents something more distant. A little bit. We'll play around with that a little bit, but most of it we'll be tossing out the door. If you don't know what I'm talking about, usually the higher up you go in just traditional Western perspective. In paintings and drawings and things like that, it represents something farther off into the distance. I think in Asian scenarios or something like that, paintings, something's like the different locations within a print or something like that represent different, instead of distances, I think it was like time or something like that. I haven't seen that, but that's what I heard. Like that. So anyway... So here's my swampy little areas like this. Yeah, Candy, that might be part 3 of the live series. Part 5 of this one. This one's going to be big. I have no idea how long it's going to take to color something like this. Although it could go, coloring could surprisingly go very fast with this. Because I don't want to make it all colorful with like a bunch of different color schemes in here. Maybe a little bit. But... not too much, so it's going to be largely grayscale, and that surprisingly can get developed pretty fast a lot of times, even in large pieces. Okay, so that is going across like that. Should we go with one more of these, or... I need to make my little... Okay, so it's going like that, so... Okay, let's go like this. Let's go for one more, a little bit higher up like that. Yeah, Kay. I was thinking, this thing's going to take forever than I thought. I don't have too much time on this part 1 here, because I have to go pick up my kid from when school's out. But I thought, let's just get started on this one. If it's going to be multi-part, I might log on later on tonight, actually, to I don't know. I think I could finish off this the composition part of it. It's going faster than I don't know. I didn't really think about anything. I would say faster than I thought, but maybe than I would have thought. Yeah, Janet. Watch out for those hands. They're coming to get you. So let's see, here we go right here. So if you just logged on, people, this is like a little entry point. I'm going to have little like hikers walking through here. I'm going to put something kind of, that would make this a little bit more of a kind of a spookier kind of thing. I mentioned like little shadows in here, with some kind of those glowing eyes, a la, like Scooby-Doo or something like that. This is like where they're walking through here, and they got to get through this little swampy area like that and past the creature of the Black Lagoon. I don't know if he'll bother them. He already seems to have what he wants right there anyway. But you got to watch out for the hands in here. Be kind of interesting if we could make this into like I don't know, like bubbling or something like that. Maybe I'll use some Dr. Martin's bleed proof white down here, some like it's splashing or kind of boiling or something like that. Not to get too gruesome. I'm just thinking about from a strategic, I mean, a specifically visual standpoint. From visual interests. I'm not thinking of like, the actual scenario. I just want to make things interesting visually like that. So, yeah. So don't worry about content. Just think about, if it's going to look interesting or not whenever you're doing scenes. So I'm kind of joking, but I don't know. In some ways, it's true. It's just like, when some people are thinking about, certain types of scenarios. I'm not talking about like a horror scene or something like a Halloween scene, but just in general. When I mention things like kind of approaching things as if it's kind of more of like a stage or something like that than I'm kind of losing my track. I was thinking about putting a path right here, going back to this mountain right here, that has like lava. What was the mountain in Lord of the Rings? Not that that's going to be that, but kind of that scenario there of, kind of red and, ready to burst or something like that. But, we can have a path going out that way or something like that. And this could block off this area too. That turns people kind of going this way. You see how this kind of angle goes that way? I mean, I know we have the angle there, but we'll have, this will be in darkness over here because it's going to be in a kind of a vignette where everything's a little bit darker on the outside perimeter like that anyway. So, but this is kind of creating this strong angle like this. I don't know if that's good, or not, but, okay, let me see something here. No, that's way too big. Okay, I need my path. I got it. Well, I'll get it later. All right, so yeah, let me see like this right here. Okay, I totally forgot what I was mentioning before. I was thinking about that pathway going to the volcano. But let's see. Let me go like that. Like I said, I'm going for like these, fairly different ecosystems that I can kind of link up a little bit from a visual standpoint. This one will be quite different, in terms of this rock right here, but maybe this will be good that I'm stamping it in the stays on too, because I might want to add in like this kind of like I don't know, dye-based red, bright red for like a lava type of look here. Let's go with a lighter base here, so I can have it going down into like some smoke or fog or something like that. It'd be interesting if I could make it like a reddish fog or something like that. Stuck. Wiping that off like that, I think it gave this a little bit too much time to dry because it didn't stamp out like perfectly black. You gotta, I don't know, we have to act so fast with StazOn inks. It's so insane. Let's go with, let's go with the double layer right here. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that one up higher. I'm going to mask this one out like that. We'll have like a, then it looks like a little bit of a, you know, it could be like a coast actually or something like that, you know, with some additional, it could be an ocean of water going across there. I'm not sure. Let's do that right here. But if I do that too, one of the things, see how we have this so much repetition of form, it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 down here. If I go with a double up there, it'll kind of balance off this lower kind of section in terms of the repetition too, I think. All right, let me see if I can do this a little bit faster here. Okay, this one, it is going to represent something a little bit more distant than that first impression, but, you know, loosely so. Like that, all right. All right, so we have our, I don't know, whatever, boulder, I can't think of anything that's, you know, kind of in the thesaurus that, the internal thesaurus that kind of alliterates with boulders for fear. The boulders of, the boo boulders or something like that, leading into the, whatever, the, I don't know, something. Someone think of something for like, I don't know, maybe this is like maybe this would be quicksand down here. Would that be kind of spookier than this, like a body of water or something like that? Going back into the swamps like here. Let's add in some cypress knees maybe. Let's see. I need to put or that rock path leading up into here, but we'll add in some of these cypress knees right here. This is kind of the smaller one. Like that. Okay, and let's see. Sandy wants those hands. Let's see, I haven't seen what people are posting here. He forgets and gets carried away. I do get carried away, but I do have to go grab someone. I have a little bit more than 50. My son school gets out at like 3:45 this year. Scary faces that can be put in the rocks. Oh, that's a pretty good idea there, Patty. I don't know if I do, but that, yeah, let me look into that one. That's a good idea. Eyes between the rocks, yeah. Let's see. Etsy has a creature carrying a girl. Not as good, but affordable. What do you enter in Etsy? Do you enter in creature carrying girl or something like that? Rubber stamp or something like that? Yeah, adding fog to the scene is going to be very important, Jolene, on this one. It's a visual kind of needle and thread that you have running through the pieces. The more kind of things that you have in terms of like all these different systems, the better. Okay, so highlights with the paint pen is one for like, you know, little detailed lighting marks, and then the fog is a good kind of a softer general type of light. It is illumination if you're doing it in white ink. So those are all those types of things that act like a needle and thread to do that. Creative Cindy, my son quit band this year. He had a little bit of an issue with things last year. He was in band for so long; it was really sad, to drop out. But I totally understood it. With the new one of the new assistant directors was kind of a little bit, I don't know, a little bit nuts. So spoiled his kind of vision of a band. Yeah, Scooby Doo Adventure Board. That's what I was thinking about in terms of like those eyes in the distance like that. Those water pebbles you have done in lime green ink. Erebor Mountain, the Lonely Mountain. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Candy. Yeah, my son's he's walking without crutches now, but he'll be in the boot for a while. Mount Doom. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, some zombies would have been perfect for this, Chris. So I thought about so there's another little thing. I have like one area down here that I can get to. I wanted more than just I didn't want this thing just separated in terms of like that, one system, two system, three system, four. I wanted like five if possible. They talk about that thing and composing in terms of odds like that. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Candy. And Froggy Fresh, I hope I think your kid's doing better too with that arm there and continuing to improve and whatnot. The cypress knees and some Spanish moss. Yeah. So I'm gonna have some other things hanging in here. You know what I mean? Okay. So that whole kind of question about the fog there with Jolene. Okay, so there's little filler things too. Like I might add in like some reeds here and there. You know what I mean? Like in terms of imagery that are going to kind of merge things together a little bit more. So I'm gonna use everything. I'm gonna use every kind of possible kind of a visual little scenario as I can here to link areas together from a visual standpoint and to give all of these, I don't know, somewhat disparate, it's not the word, areas, some sort of link together other than just being kind of merged together, like this. We'll see we'll see what we do when we get there. Okay, so I was thinking about that little path going off into the distance here. And then, okay, now maybe this is the hardest part here. I'm wrapping back around this way. I thought about these. I have these Roman columns, but sometimes when I kind of make it a little bit broken up and stuff like that, it kind of looks like a little bit of a kind of a mausoleum type of scenario or something like that. Yeah, scary branches would be a good one. Yeah, the full moon. I do have my moons out ready for that one, Jolene, right here, because I knew that I would use one of these as a focal point somewhere, maybe like that, or one of these moons up here in the corner, kind of bringing light down into the scene like that. I'm not sure. I do have this little ocean thing here too. Oh, so I can do that thing here. I was always kind of joking around with that octopus one. I could do like a kraken coming out of the water, going after this ship in here. It's a little bit horror-ish, like that. Actually, I can do it right up here too, or something like that. Maybe that would be good. Maybe if I do like an ocean type of thing right here, a sea, and then have that octopus coming out of the water here. Maybe I'll put a little boat up here or something like this, because I was thinking about going with sky up here, and that would kind of transition into there, I think, okay. But then I have this area back in here, but I think I can come up with like some other type of system right in here. Let me see here. So here's some other things, that I can add in here. I have all these little skeletons or whatnot. One time I had this little guy just lying down here in the in like a moonlit scenario. If this is like a little cemetery or something like that, I called it chillin'. You know, like something. You know, it's like a skeleton just kind of like moon bathing or something like that. Years ago. Or here's this one right here. Or I put like a little. Oh, okay. I think I just answered this. So if I have a moon up here, okay, I like how this skeleton kind of dancing around wherever it is. See, he's kind of like pointing that direction, you know? It'd be like dancing in the moonlight too. And it'd be kind of cool here too. We have this little moon coming down like this, and that kind of creates that diagonal coming this way to this other fairly significant figure in terms of a visual kind of landing spot. So I don't have a gigantic spider. I don't have any spiders, I don't think, in my collection. They're mostly like beetles and ants. As far as I know, I'm not sure. Small cabin. A small cabin would be pretty interesting. Froggy Fresh, you know, especially if I do a small cabin or something like that, and then you do the interior lighting in it, and then I can draw like a little figure, like, you know what I mean, like in Psycho, you know, the mother-in-law kind of, or the mother kind of up in that window or something like that. Yeah, that would be a good one. And use a pen to make it look broken down. Yeah. Do the Kraken. Okay, so if I did the Kraken thing, it'd be like right up here, and then we still can go down here with this. Okay, let me see this right here. Oh, the octopus with the hands. Oh, that'd be kind of interesting. I can just have some tentacles kind of like going around that. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think it would work out, you know. Yeah, you can have the lava kind of coming down in this direction like that. Oh, maybe it'd be like the whole sea is like red or something like that, or reddish tinge like that, maybe. Yeah, Kay, that's one of my favorite little stamps, that dancing skeleton. A lot of companies made it back in the day. It was like copyright free clip art or something like that, I'm guessing, because so many people had it. This one happens to be Gumbo Graphics, but I know quite a few others had it. All right, now where? I had that octopus somewhere. And then did I put it away or something like that? It's always like, you know, you got that stamp that's always around, but then when you need it, it's like gone. Oh, I need it for a visual reference and where to place the seaside cove here. Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm just going to place it up there. What I do underneath here, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Then, you know, which was like in 5 minutes from now or something like that. Oh my God, you're kidding me. Let me see if I can take care of that. I need to, like, an administrator, apparently. Okay, so I didn't think this channel was big time enough to get spammed like that. I'm in the big time. Oh my God, how sticky is that? Stays on ink. So crazy. All right, let me see something here. Oh, sorry, folks. That I don't see any. I'm not on. You know, viewing this on YouTube. I'm on this other program, and I can't remove this spam stuff. So anyway, oh, Dancing with Myself, right? I have that. I have that EP from Billy Idol. It was with that song "Moni Moni." So I'm showing my age too. Yeah. Oh, can you? Yeah. I think you guys might be able to block that troll there. Oh, thank you, Chris, for reporting. Yeah, I'm in the separate program that does this thing with the the picture in pictures. So I'm not on like a browser right now or something like this reading the text. I'm reading it in this other program. So okay. So anyways, yeah. I think if someone comes on like that, I think you as a participant in the live can do something like that. I can't make the administrator through this program. I don't know. Apparently, maybe if this keeps happening in the future, we'll designate someone as the administrator. It's like, there goes the impromptus, though. I'm going to say whoever's I just make a bunch of you the administrators or something like that. Okay, so anyways, that's up there. I don't have my ship. I need to get the ship and the Kraken. I'm hoping that I left enough space there. That Octopus is more of a solid too, so I can kind of put it wherever. But it'll be like tearing the ship down like this. And I'm thinking about some clouds in the background here. This is what I'm doing right here. I'm going to have these little, these little characters like this, a little boy and girl kind of running off into the distance. And I thought I would have kind of a lit area right here, like it's their, kind of their, they're following, kind of going into the light, so to speak, or something like this. So I have this area down here. We have foreground and whatnot. Let's see. Oh, here's another thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to do this kind of little forested area down here with like some creatures that would normally, we wouldn't see as like spooky or anything like that. But if I put in these little silhouette like deer and stuff in here, but you give them those kind of glowing eyes, glowing eyes, it's like, really, cute little, deer, glowing eyes, horror, spooky. So you add those types of things in there like that. Oh, here too. Okay, so I added this little ocean thing. And I want to add this little creature right here. This will be perfect, kind of coming out of the ocean like that, because he's kind of like, he's a little bit amphibious looking with those, aquatic looking with those, kind of more salamander-y looking features like that. So let's get that one added in like that. Oh, thanks for reporting, everyone. Yeah. So report or block. Hopefully they get, I don't know. I find that to be a real hassle. Anytime I upload a video these days, it's like, I don't know, whatever entity's doing all that stuff, they just can't create, they just can't, it's easy for them just kind of to create a new account or just log onto a different account or something like that. But I don't know. If they keep getting removed, I got to think it'd be kind of more of a hassle. But someone might be doing it. They're probably doing it from like overseas somewhere where they're making like 50 cents an hour to do it or something. So it's really hard to stop, but I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Use a small fishing boat. Oh, could do that. It could be like a little sailboat or something like that. When I use that old galleon, though, I kind of do it where it's tipped over, like it's dragging the whole thing into there. But yeah, a fishing boat would be good too, or it could be this little kraken thing, kind of, kind of sneaking up on a really small type of little figure like that too. So yeah, maybe we can do a little. The cabin that I have is facing uh, left. So if I had one that was facing right, I can do like my old mill or something like that. But I don't know. I'm starting to lose a little bit of space in here for something like that, though. Okay, all right. I got a clear area while I'm doing this here. I might not have as much space as I have here. I pulled out a bunch of stamps. I'm not going to have room for it, believe it or not. Patty, thanks for joining in for the first time. We'll see you on a future piece if you have to go. Oh, you got invited to dinner. Well, that's going to be fun. Well, you can check out the live stream. This is an engaging. This one's not a good one to catch, anyways. I'm totally, you know, puzzled as what to do here. Usually, I have a pretty decent idea, and it's just okay, one stamp to the next. But I'm, totally creating this new scenario here where it's like kind of confusing as to what to do. Okay, so we can do something where I can do like little. I'm trying to think of what I want behind these trees here. So we can go. So I haven't gone pine yet. We have this swampy area right here. Oh, here's some pines right here. Let's see. Yeah, you might be right, Chris. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah. Flip them around the other side like that. The mummy carrying the girl. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll zoom in for you. That's a little bit of a... Do you remember... This is from that... I'm guessing 50s movie, Creature of the Black Lagoon. It's when that... all those famous monsters of film, man. Dracula, the Mummy... Creature of the Black Lagoon. Creature of the Black Lagoon, I'm guessing, only had one movie. Maybe there was two or something like that. I don't know. But the Mummy, Frankenstein, Werewolf, the Werewolf, Wolfman, it was kind of all in that, I don't know, whatever, what do you call it, Rogues Gallery or whatever of monsters like that. Okay, so walking down this way, and let's go into the Forbidden Forest. Something like this, okay. Oh, maybe this will be good too, because see, these trees will look really good contrasting against like a little moon and some clouds right in this area, okay. So let's do that. Let's do it like this right here. I wonder if I should go with the smaller version of this. I wonder if this is just too big. I think this is too big for this scenario right now. Let me get the smaller version of this. Okay. Black Lagoon. I was mentioning in a previous video with this one that I tried to show that Creature of the Black Lagoon movie to my son that was kind of getting into the horror at the time. I figured, he can probably handle a, 50s type of horror, type of thing. He was reading some Stephen King books at the time, but it was like, I can't handle, in that first kind of appearance of the creature in the movie where he was like swimming up underneath this woman that was swimming in the lagoon, I guess. And they kept flashing back, flashback, or transitioning, from the camera angles to the, the creature kind of swimming up, and then they showed her kind of treading water from below, and they'd, switch back and forth, and it was like, too much. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, definitely over here. Let me do it from... I'll do it from left to right a little bit, like this. Let's go like this and this. I want to leave a little bit of space for the for the whatever, the participants or whatever of the game to enter there visually. Okay. Can't go like that. And maybe I'll put in some trees like in here, coming up from behind these boulders right here, or something of that sort. Going into the gumdrop for Kim, if you see a mummy, then that's what it is there. Looking through my stash, I found a lounging cat. Ken Brown, wow. I was envisioning this kind of, I was thinking about this scenario of contacting Ken Brown. I have his email address, I think. I have an email that I you know, response that I got from him from a few years ago, where I was just, you know, just writing to him to say hi and, you know, enjoy his work, you know, stuff like that. I don't know where I found it. I don't know if he had a website out there or what. But no, it was good to hear back from him. I think I emailed him and then I heard back like a month later or something like that. Okay, trying to change height a little bit of this, you know, like about like so. That one went on a little bit crooked. Crooked's fine though in this type of scenario with, you know, horror forest. Okay, let's see. Transitioning from cypress into kind of that evergreen like that. All right. Okay, see how these things are kind of coming together a little bit from a blended aspect, if it is. Okay, and I say that with a little bit of an asterisk, you know, kind of blending these different types of ecosystems like this. It's not going to be as I don't know, whatever harmonious a blending, you know, as, you know, a singular end, you know, ecosystem or something like that, of course. But I don't know, it's not too bad. It's a little bit more, you know, kind of blended than I thought it would be, because I didn't think it would be very blended. Okay, I didn't have, you know, I really wanted to use some more of my bugs in here, but I don't see kind of an opportunity for it here, you know. I guess I could put an ant up here. Okay, let's see right here. Janet wishes, oh, yeah, Janet, you got rid of your, your stamps at that time, huh? Let's see. It is, Cindy. You know, it's really fun to kind of bust out those old stamps, you know, that you haven't used in a while. Some of these, I don't know if I've used them in 10 years. Some of them I have, but like this, you know, I don't remember when the last time I used this caterpillar was. Or like an ant. Yeah, like the Halloween type of things. I do enjoy doing these Halloween types of scenarios and breaking out some of the stuff out of the, you know, whatever, stamp storage. The tranquility of terror, PJB, if it is anything. Tranquil terror. Yeah, eyes would be good. I do have some, I have a bunch of eyes art cards with the AJ. And I have like this big one. Oh, you know, a big eye kind of right here overlooking. My alarm's going off. Okay, let me see. 3:25. I got a few minutes here. But Glum Drop Lagoon. Let's see. Yeah, Ken Brown. wrapping paper. That's cool. It's probably back in the 80s and 90s, huh? It is going to be big, Kim. This is 10 by 16, so cut an inch off each side of the 11 by 17 piece right here. So my son gets out of school in 20 minutes, but it's so crazy this first week. I told him, just give him like 10 minutes to clear out the back area a little bit. If I get there like on time, the school has like, I don't know, like 1,700 kids or something like that, and they're all getting out at the same time. So there's a lot of parents picking up, even though, a lot of the kids are, juniors and seniors and driving themselves. So, okay, so I think I'm going to put my eye up here. I have a big Gumbo Graphics eye. Let me go grab that right now. That's a good idea. Okay, I went looking for my eyeball, the right one, and I couldn't find it. But here's like all my here's like some of the things. But see that little person right here. I don't want that surrounding area, but that little kind of centered focal area. There might be a spot that I can use just like that in here. You see that right there? It's like a guy holding. I don't know. It'd be like in theme. But I do like eyeballs. Here's one. That one wasn't the one I was thinking about. This one's I don't like this one as much either because the rubber and the image for this one isn't that great. How they designed that one. But this one right here is the one I was thinking about. I don't know. I think either one of these like that. Boy, that would be... Guy, you put that right there. For me, that makes like a super strong visual point right there. And it's like, do we want that strength of a image, or do we want to have it more kind of integrated like that? I don't find that one to be as strong right there. So it blends in a little bit more, but I don't know. Maybe the scene does need something of strength like that. It's like everything's kind of going to it now. It's like this pyramidal type of structuring right now. I don't know. It might be distracting though, in terms of this kind of visual narrative, this path right here. Not that I want that, not that wouldn't be in there, but I don't know. Does people have any preferences? I wouldn't put both of them. I would put it, like central like that. So, I don't know. Preferences? Oh, yeah. Uber. Left or right? Or small, big or small? Big eye, small eye. Preferences? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't make too much of a difference, but I don't know, to me it kind of does here without any additional tone that, so let's see. My son, speaking of my son, he was like big time into horror. That was like his first love, I think. And that was like before he was speaking, I think. My next door neighbor used to, where we used to live, they used to set up one of those gigantic front yard Halloween scenarios. And He used to love going over there and checking out all the mummies and hanging people and black cats and spiders and everything like that, and tombstones everywhere. Let's see. Big. So people are saying big. Some people are saying distracting. Big, big, small. Now remember, things would be a little bit more mellow. It's black against white there too. Or I can make the smaller one more, bigger too. What I'm thinking about doing too on the, like this one right here has these kind of these beams of light coming out. It's like these are little lines like this. And what this eyeball would do, I would probably have some beams of light coming out from that, but there'd be beams kind of probably coming about this distance right here. Oh, I forgot about the ship and the Kraken. Let's go smaller right here too, okay? Let's go smaller on this one. I totally forgot about the Kraken right here, the octopus. If we do add that in there at this point in time, I think we will though, maybe. So we already have something going right here. And a visual like in here with those octopus tentacles and a little canoeist or something, or a boating fisherman. And then we would have something like that. It might be too much kind of competing kind of visuals up there for the big one. Let's go with small with that in mind there. I totally forgot about that. There's too many things in here. Is there such thing as too many elements, when it's stamping? Maybe. I don't know. But maybe not in terms of philosophical approach, or from an approach aspect, maybe in an application aspect, but I think from an approach, I don't know, you can't have too many things going on, is what I say. And then, and totally overdo it. I'd rather, when I see people and I see kind of scenes where they've really gone overboard and it's like, crazy busy. I like seeing those pieces personally. It's like someone just did not hold back at all, and it's, I don't know. It's fun to see. From that standpoint, you want people just kind of going nuts, when you see that, it's like that person had like a lot of fun with, in regards to that, sometimes people are doing things like, I don't know, it's like a piece has to go into, it has to be like Museum of Modern Art, ready or something like that, where there's a lot of kind of hesitation in terms of I don't know, implementation of stuff, Okay, so I put a little ant there, right there. Okay, so this is going to be a little passageway up into here. I'm thinking about those skies, the moon and the cloud or something like that. I can do a large moon, but I don't know, kind of in keeping in scale. Normally I like to have some kind of like larger focal point, but not on something like this. I'm finding it might maybe a little bit more distracting, so I'll go with a little bit of a moon up in this corner right here. And then we'll transition this. We need to find a transition for this. It might be another one of these, kind of right here, like in the distance. Maybe I'll double stamp it out. Let's see if I have time to do this right now. Okay, one more impression. I might be on again later on tonight. I'll see if I can jump on, because I'm almost done here in terms of the structuring. There's just those kind of, I want to put like some transitioning imagery right here, and then we have that little pathway, some rocks. It's I don't know, when I think about it, it's like mostly rocks to come. Okay, let's see if I can get this here. What the heck? Okay. I said, what the heck? Because it was like, this one was like cut off, like right at the tip there. Okay, so let me do a quick thing. I'll wipe off on the bottom. I'm wiping off right there on the bottom part, because that bottom part is going to be stamped into this one right here. And it's a little bit stacked. Let me move it over here a little bit more. I don't want to stack things so vertical like that. So we'll go off like this, and I'll put some clouds in here like that. Okay. It stamped out a little bit darker than what I thought it would be. Like I said, I'm not used to using StazOn, so I'm not quite sure how much to remove, because it dries so fast. I feel like if I stamp it too hard on this and then take it here, it might not stamp out at all, because it's just drying so fast in between the impression and that, where I have a much better handle on dye-based inks. Okay, let me see here. I might go in here too, like this, and create, this is kind of creating, see this little circle in here? It's kind of creating this little, yeah. Let's do that. Or I could use the, let's just use the same image. There's so many different images in here that are being used. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the repetition of form and using the same ones in a given area might help out a little bit in terms of, you know, so it's not quite so, it's going to be a busy scene anyways, you know, but maybe I just don't want it so, it can be busy, but maybe I don't want it so like chaotic, you know, visually chaotic. Okay. Now remember, all the grayscale and everything like that is going to mellow out a lot of these transitions here, but I don't know. I think we have a pretty decent path. I don't know. Do you see that right there? So it's like this. It's coming, you know, from beyond here. So I'm going to have this illuminated a little bit more, so it'll be a little bit darker in here. So we'll be able to see this illumination here a little bit more. We'll create this going in here like this. If I can have them coming around in here instead of going like this, so maybe I'll have something more going this way. I'll put like some, I was thinking about some palm trees or something like that. So some different types of foliage in here and kind of creating a different ecosystem. Maybe I put some palm trees like in here and here. So we're coming around like this. So I think this makes for a pretty graceful, you know, little kind of visual pathway for people like that. You know, you want to try and create this nice visual pathway, especially on a big sequence like this. So something like this might be better too, if I have like a lighter impression of this one right behind here, right in here. A little bit of reeds or something like this, a little brush right in here. Yeah, the clouds will go right around in here. Froggy Fresh, because the clouds are going to go around this moon right up in here, and I'm going to have those little, my little escapees from the board like right up there. So isn't that kind of fun, you know? Now that I put that those little people like that, or it's like this. It's like this. They went through all of this right here, you know, and it scared the. It's either scared the living daylights out of them, and they're running like for fear or something like that, or they're like, yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, we made it. So whatever people think about that, you know, we'll analyze you later and say what that represents. And we'll see if you're, you know, whatever people are on the optimism, pessimism schedule, you know, whatever the line, the range, you know, or something like that. Okay, let's see here. And ice skater. Oh, are you asking what that is right there? Yeah, that's a little ice skater. So that's my little S in skating like that. I was saying that we needed an ice skater for that previous scenario done on that silver mirrored cardstock. You know, so I was giving people some ideas, you know, that they would never do. All right, do I have another ant? I have another ant. I'm going to put another ant on here. So to finish off this scene, let's see, we definitely need more rocks. We need some transition areas in here. I'm going to finish off this one right here with, I think that'd be pretty good. We have pines, cypresses, kind of tropical like that, you know. So we've gone into a couple different ecosystems, and then we'll go into the sky up here with some clouds and something like that. Then we need to put, you know, if I do put that kraken in here, I'm starting to wonder if I am now with this creature down here. I don't know, we'll take a look at it when we get to that. But yeah. All right. So, all right, folks, stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for joining in. I don't want to leave here. I should tell my wife to go pick them up, but she drives them all to the gym and stuff like that, which is much farther away. So I'm not going to say, hey, can you go pick up him up from school? All right. So I don't know. I might be on later on tonight. If I am, I'll try to post a little bit of a 10-minute warning or something like that. All right. So part 2 next coming up. To a browser near you, to a YouTube channel near you. All right. See you then. Maybe tonight, if anyone's on.